Dominic by William Steig, Chapter 10. Dominic woke in the morning, a blissful smile on his face, a gentle radiance of a rosy sun pervaded the air, and little birds sang so lyrically that he took out his golden piccolo and joined them in their music. The world was suffused with peace and warmth. Dominic danced through the grass. Then, overcome with exultation, he flung his spear high into the air, where the early sun painted it pink for a moment. He ate the last of his cookies for breakfast, washed himself by rolling in the dew, and was off once more with his load on his back. Very soon he came upon a wild boar, weeping. "Why are you weeping?" asked Dominic. "Oh, I have such bad luck, moaned the miserable boar. "It's a long story." "Tell it," said Dominic. "Well, to be brief," said the boar, "I'm in love. Never have I been so much in love. Oh, she's wonderful. Such bristles, such snow-white teeth, such warm brown eyes, such grace when she moves. Well, not to go too much about it, we're to be married. That is, we were to be married. Now I don't know. For 2 years, I've been saving up for a wedding and a honeymoon and to build a house to live in. We decided to stop being wild and become civilized. Oh, how happy we were planning our future. Just 1 week from today, the wedding was to take place. I had all the money hidden in a cave where I was sure no one could find it. No one else knew about it, so I thought. This morning, I went to count the money. Do you like to count money? At this point, overcome with sorrow and bitterness, the boar began weeping again. He had to strike the ground over and over to vent his feelings. Dominic felt so sorry for him, he had to cry too. After a while, the boar was able to continue. To get on with my story, I went to count the money. I sat with it in front of me, dreaming of my loved one and the charming house we would live in, a house near a brook with a pretty garden, a bird bath. Do you love birds? Dominic nodded. It was to have a billiard table in the rumpus room, by the way. I love billiards. Well, as I was saying... What was I saying? Oh, yes. Suddenly I was surrounded by that doomsday gang. They jumped me and began beating me with sticks and stones. I fought like a tiger, but they were too many. They tied me up and made off with my money. It took me 2 hours to chew through the ropes. I started out to find my fiancée, but I broke down crying here in the road where you met me. Another sob escaped the boar. Just one. He restrained himself. Dominic was overwhelmed with indignation at the hoodlums and flooded with compassion for the hapless boar. He said, I think fate has sent me your way. You can have your wedding and your honeymoon and your house and furniture as well, and still have a little left over for any possible emergency. And in an upsurge of bountiful feeling, he emptied both chests on the grass and heaped part of their contents before the boar, whose mouth fell open, revealing the full length of his tusks. Dominic fished some gold out of the sack and dropped that on the pile. The boar couldn't speak. Dominic picked out a beautiful nose ring of emeralds and amethysts and said, How about this trinket as a wedding ring for your bride? The boar began crying again, not out of sorrow this time, but out of excruciating joy. How can I ever in this world, not to mention the next, and disregardless of unforeseen contingencies, adequately thank you? He said. I can't even begin, let alone work up a proper preamble to a beginning to tell you how unendurably happy you've made me, but I'll try. Never mind, said Dominic. I know how you feel. He was beginning to think it took the boar too long to say whatever he had to say. You must come to my wedding, said the boar. Remember, 1 week from today, ask for Barney Swain. That's my name. Everybody around here knows me and will know about the wedding. My name is Dominic, said Dominic. I'll surely come if I'm in the neighborhood. He had given the boar so much of the treasure, it filled one of the chests. They scooped up the gems, the gold, and pearls that remained on the grass and carefully packed them in the other chest. While this was going on, the little beady eyes of 2 rats out scouting for the Doomsday Gang were watching from behind the bushes. Dominic didn't smell them because the wind was blowing the wrong way. And that's the end of Chapter 10.